I do think that cybersecurity is very important in these days for emergency communications. Emergency communications have to be reliable, and we hear more and more about attacks on communication systems that is happening at an emergency responder level. And so it's very important that we take cybersecurity seriously. More and more communications is moving to the cloud.
Obviously, cybersecurity is a big thing right now, and there is a lot of bad actors out there, a lot of things that are happening in the cybersecurity world. And in the old days, when you go back into a lot of the older communication systems, you didn't have to worry about it. But in today's world, all of these communication systems are all on an IP backbone. And that just brings along all of those vulnerabilities to a cybersecurity attack. So it's extremely important to identify and understand that as we move in our technology, we're also moving into those vulnerabilities of cyber attacks.
25 years ago, security around any one of those emergency communication ecosystem pieces was around physical security. Are the doors locked? Who has access? It was considerably simpler than it is today. Today, when we talk about security around emergency communications, it includes all of those aspects, but also includes a heavy presence around technology security. Much is known around cybersecurity. You are providing emergency communication solution to your peers and first responders, public safety personnel out there. They're entrusting you that that is going to work. So your focus has to be more than just the operational aspects, but it's the securing components.
We are in a space now where we are rapidly converging digital technologies. Things like 911 are moving into the digital environment, moving to IP-based networks. Alerts warnings are becoming more prevalent and are also moving to digital environments. Things like the emergency alert systems are now being transmitted over the internet. Our radio systems are now over IP networks, and that becomes vectors for cyber attacks. All of these technologies are converging at such a rapid pace that if we don't pay attention to the risks and vulnerabilities inherent in these systems, the systems that we most critically depend on during an emergency will suddenly be at risk, and we won't have a plan on how to protect them or to respond when one of them goes down.
So that cyber piece is a really big deal, because if it gets broken, if it gets breached, if it gets compromised, it affects all those aspects of communication and data. And it's not just the communication aspect, it's the data behind it. What is gathered via that communication.
So in today's world, everything is IP-based. Everything is driven by a computer. And it is vitally important that we protect those networks. It is vitally important that those networks stay up. I can't afford to have any downtime on my radio system because we got hit by a cyber attack. I can't afford to have any downtime on my NG911 system because we had a cyber attack. We need to spend some time and some money on cybersecurity for NG911 and LMR. When we think about an EZNet is nothing but a large network that connects all these different PSAPs. I can't afford to have a wide-scale cyber incident of any type affect my EZNet. I can't afford to have something attack my NG911 system. I can't afford something to attack my LMR system. It's a different world, and we have to raise that awareness, and we have to put some money into it, and we have to have the training, and we have to put in our defenses to make sure that that doesn't happen. We cannot afford, on a number of different levels, those systems going down.